Let's go over how you can sublimate these wind spinners. Now you can use any design, but I like to get my designs from Creative Fabrica. For this Christmas design, I searched Christmas stained glass. And as you can see, several items come up that you can choose from. You can go ahead and scroll through all the designs that are available to you and select the ones you'd like and download those. Creative Fabrica also has ready-made sublimation files for wind spinners. You can find those by searching wind spinners in the search bar. Several options also come up. However, as you can see, some of them are shaped differently, which may not work with the spinners that you purchased. So I'm going to show you a way that I use Creative Fabrica and Canva together to create the spinner files that I use. Now I open Canva and I create a design. My spinners are 8 inches wide, so I'm going to create a design that is 8.25 inches by 8.25 inches. When I print this, it will fit on my 8.5 by 11 paper. So now I have a square canvas to work with. For this project, I'll be using some frames, which allows us to easily import the image. And I've already uploaded the designs I'm using. I'm inserting one here and making it as large as I can and centered on the canvas. Next, I'm going to insert a circular frame. And I want to measure my spinner, and the center of my spinner was 6 inches, so I'm going to make this also 6 inches. This is going to be the main image on the spinner. I'm going to add my image into that circular frame, just like this. Next, I'm going to duplicate it and then repeat the process. And the second one that I'm making it a little bit larger. And I want to make sure that this second one is going to be behind the first one I created. Now we'll just center it behind the center image. You'll see I'm going to repeat this process several times, so I have several circles behind the original center image. Each one is going to be slightly larger than the previous one, and then I'm going to make sure that it's layered to be in the background. You just do this as many times as you'd like. Sometimes Canva is a little finicky and you'll have to move the frame out of the way in order to insert the image, but just mess with it until you get it the way you'd like. You want to make sure they're all centered to each other and centered to the square canvas. This takes a little bit of time, but once you create your first one, you can use this as a template for your additional spinners. Once you have your template set up, you can always resize it later for the different size of spinners that you have. Here I'm just adjusting each frame to make sure it works well with the one in front of it and centering them and resizing as needed. Once you're happy with the placement of the frames, you can duplicate the page and you can have your spinner have the same image on both sides, or you can have the other side with a different image like I'm doing here. Again, I'm just grabbing the image that I like to replace the other image with, and I'm putting it over the frame. You just repeat doing this until all the frames have the new image that you've selected. Once you are happy with both pages, you can download it from here in your preferred format. I download it as a PDF for printing, but you can download it as a PNG or JPEG if you'd like. I use Adobe Acrobat to print, and this is how I print it. These are my settings for my Epson F170 sublimation printer. Your settings will vary depending on what printer you use and your preferences. As I mentioned earlier, this design will fit on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, so I printed both sheets. Once printed, we'll go ahead and go over the next steps in the remainder of this video. Here is a design I created earlier. As you can see, I'm removing the protective sheet from the spinners. With these spinners, you can actually sublimate both sides with one press. So you start by centering your spinner onto the design. Once you have that centered, you place the other backside print on top and secure it with heat tape. I'm making 2 spinners, so you'll see both of them in this video. You're going to set your heat press to 356 degrees and your timer is going to be 240 seconds. When done, just carefully remove it and then you can go ahead and press another one if you have one ready. While the second spinner is pressing, I'm going to go ahead and remove the paper of the first one, and as you can see, both sides were printed at the same time. Both sides come out very vibrant this way. Now let's check out the second one. You want to be very careful because this is very hot, but as you can see, they both came out very nicely. Both sides are vibrant and clear. There are probably more ways than one to create these spinners, but I'm happy to share with you how I create them. If you have any questions, please drop them below, and as always, thank you for watching.